Lamar Jackson has showed up from his MVP, folks. He's back, and he's in the chat today, folks. He's in the chat. He's not here. We got our special guest, Tyler.
What's up, guys? How we doing? Lamar
There we
Jackson,
go.
two-time MVP. Thanks for having me, Jeremy.
No problem. So, yes,
Let's do it.
welcome to the Baltimore Ravens episode here, folks, for the GOAT series of Season 2 that we have so far. And we'll be talking here about who is the greatest Ravens player in franchise history. I'm going to go to the rules, as we always do here on the GOAT series, like I always do. We choose 5 candidates. We choose who we think is the greatest Ravens player of all time franchise history up to this point. The criteria we always look for for the candidates is the accomplishments with the team, the tenure with the team, how they play with the team, stats with the franchise, how are they on and off the field. And we do honorable mention as always, but when we have a guest on, they have the opportunity to choose an honorable mention if they choose to. And at the end of the video, we choose our ultimate Ravens GOATs.
Yes, sir.
So we have that.
Do it.
So we have our special guest Tyler joining us for the Baltimore Ravens, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up? Thanks for having me again. Appreciate it.
All right, Tyler, we'll start with you. Who do you have for your honorable mention?
My honorable mention, the all-time honorable mention right now for me is Joe Flacco. Won us a Super Bowl, January Joe. It was a really close second with, I believe, your honorable mention, which was Justin Tucker, who's also amazing and still playing. But what Joe Flacco did for us, that run, that Super Bowl run, I honestly don't think anyone else is going to do that other than Joe Flacco himself. So props to him. I mean, the numbers he put up, the mile-high miracle, beating the Patriots. I mean, like, this was all-time hard stuff to do, and he put the team on his back. And meanwhile, also in the Super Bowl, he played great, even when the lights went out.
That's very valid there of Joe Flacco. For franchise-wise for the Ravens, he did pretty well, won the Super Bowl. As
Definitely.
a quarterback in general, he sucked, in my opinion.
All right, yeah, you can say it. Are you talking about like off the Ravens,
yeah,
past Ravens? Gotcha. Okay, like that playoff performance last year. Yeah, I get you.
yes. I give it. As a Raven, I give appreciation, but anywhere else, no, he did not do well every time I watched him. Even with the Browns for a couple games, still no, I don't give appreciation for him there. My honorable mention is Justin Tucker, one of the greatest kickers of all time. I mentioned on that last season. I didn't have him as my GOAT because I don't think he's the GOAT quite yet. And he's played 11 seasons so far, one-time Super Bowl champion with the Joe Flacco Super Bowl, as we mentioned, 5 first-team All-Pro, 3 second-team All-Pro, 7-time Pro Bowler, extra points, ladies and gentlemen, 464 out of 470, 98.7% of making those. From 20 to 29 yards out, he's 106 for 106, so he's 100%. From 30 to 39 yards out, he's 116 out of 119, 97.48%. From 40 to 49 yards out, 115 out of 128, 89.84. And then for his worst stats, folks, is what I'll say for him. From 50 to 59 yards out, which is a pretty hard kick to make for field goal wise, he's 58 out of 85. That's a 68.24%. And for all the total field goals he's made is a 90.2%. The longest field goal he's ever made, which was 66 yards. And we know that because he broke the NFL record, even though it's a bit of luck here. I will say because it bounced off the plane a bit from the field goal post into it. So almost a double doink in Detroit.
Yeah, another key factor inside as well. No wind, no temperature factor, no nothing. So I mean, definitely I'd say luck, but there was definitely skill in that kick. I mean,
yes,
no regular, mediocre kickers doing that. So 66 yards, shout out to Justin Tucker. He's won us a lot of key games and we're proud of him, and that's why jersey sales for him are out the roof. So thank you, Justin Tucker.
Yes, he is probably one of the most clutch players I've seen, especially for a kicker. He's very clutch, and as you mentioned, he makes game-winning field goals all the time when the game's on the line. When you need him just to make that field goal, you're guaranteed it. The only problem I've ever had with Justin Tucker is Harbaugh not using him right when they go forward multiple times, especially the past couple of years, especially for 2-point conversions, or they're just going to go for it on 4th down when you could easily just take the field goal points. Harbaugh always likes to be aggressive. It's not Justin Tucker's fault, but you would like to see Justin Tucker get those kicks.
And that's the thing with Tucker's character, in the post conference, he's always like, I just do my job. I do what I'm told. I'm ready to go whenever. So he just stays warm, with his placeholder in his center, and he's ready to go. So I mean, whenever he's ready to go, he's down to do it. So Harbaugh definitely has made some questionable decisions, but overall, he's done his job.
Definitely. Justin Tucker has definitely done it, and he's my honorable mention. Not up for candidate-wise. I just could not put him up there yet because he could be up there by the end of his career. But for right now, I just can't put him up there because we have so many great players up ahead. We got so many of them. Which we start with our first candidate, which this guy I have his pin right there, folks, which is nicknamed T-Sizzle. Played 16 seasons for the Ravens. That is Terrell Suggs.
Yes, sir. Got him on.
Yes. One-time Super Bowl champion, one-time Defensive Player of the Year, one-time first team All-Pro, one-time second team All-Pro, seven-time Pro Bowler, one-time NFL forced fumbles leader, made the Ravens Ring of Honor, which is what we got here. And his stats, folks, 7 interceptions, 63 passes defended, 33 forced fumbles, 14 fumble recoveries, 132.5 sacks, 855 combined tackles, 191 QB hits. That is amazing there for the QB hits. What do you got about him, Tyler?
I mean, he was a beast on and off the field. One thing I really loved about him is his walkout. When Ray Lewis didn't do his walkout, he walked out with the mask on, all evil themed and everything. And that was just Baltimore pride, man. He walked out with that mask, and we knew it was game time. We knew he was ready. And when Ray Lewis wasn't hyping up the crowd, he was, and it was awesome with the purple smoke and the black mask. Like, it was like the Undertaker out of WWE, man. Like, it was something else. So I loved watching. My favorite thing he does is strip the QB. That is what he was known for. He'd come in blindside, and he'd right or left, and it's out. Like, it's out, and someone's picking it up and running it to the crib. So shout out T-Sizzle. He's the first ever jersey I ever bought. So, and I still got it to this day. Shout out him, man. He's a beast.
Let's go.
2-time Super Bowl, not MVP, Super Bowl winner, too. One with the Chiefs, which is heartbreaking because Ravens fans, I'm sure you guys hate the Chiefs now as much as I do. So I appreciate their greatness, but sorry, I had to let off some steam.
One thing I will say about Terrell Suggs that I remember was him going on ESPN and roasting Skip Bayless. I will remember that forever. That was one of the funniest roasts I've ever seen. So Terrell Suggs, great on the field and also fantastic off the field. He was a fantastic player too.
Definitely. Absolutely.
We get to our next player here, which this guy is an offensive lineman. Yes, an offensive line. We got to give appreciation to that. That is Marshall Yanda. Played 13 seasons with the Ravens, one-time Super Bowl champion, 2 first-team All-Pro, 5 second-team All-Pro, 8-time Pro Bowler, made the 2010s All-Decade team, made the All-Rookie team, made the Ravens Ring of Honor. So we got our other pin there. He was the leader of that Ravens offense. He was very strong and had great technique when playing his position. Tyler, what do you think about him?
Yeah, Marshall Yanda, great guard. He's up there with another key player that we're going to talk about later, another lineman as well. But, I mean, he barely missed games. That was the big thing for me. There's one season, I think it was 2017, he played like 2 or 3 games. But, I mean, other than that, he did not miss games. He was always in, and he would never let up a sack. He was one of the best guards. He was always in the huddle ready to go. If someone didn't know their responsibility, he knew it for him, and he'd teach them in practice. I remember there was this one practice where this guy was new. He just got traded in, and he helped him learn the playbook in like a week. It was ridiculous, man. Marshall Yanda, shout out him. I also went to his Ring of Honor. It was really cool. It was versus the Broncos. We won in like the last couple of seconds. It was really good. And he had a halftime speech. It was awesome. I have his pin. I just don't have it right now, but it's the same pin just like Jeremy has the Terrell Suggs. It's really nice. So shout out Marshall Yanda.
We get to a next player here, who's another offensive lineman. This guy played 12 seasons with the Ravens. That is Jonathan Ogden. Jonathan Ogden is a one-time Super Bowl champion, 4 first-team All-Pro, 5 second-team All-Pro, 11-time Pro Bowler, 11 Pro Bowls. Very consistent. 2000s All-Decade team, made the All-Rookie team, made the Ravens Ring of Honor. Interesting fact about him is he was the first selection ever for the Baltimore Ravens franchise. His impact on the team was undeniable. He was the anchor for that offense, and he helped the Ravens go from the expansion team to building one of a great Super Bowl team. Tyler, what do you think about him?
Like I said, 1996, like you say, he was the first overall pick ever in Ravens franchise history. I didn't really watch much of him. I was an 01 kid, so he had 6 years. At 6 years old, I wasn't watching him, but I've watched a lot of his tapes, man. He was a beast. Number 75, he wore it with pride. I loved it. But one of the best left tackles I've ever seen in the game, honestly, to be quite fair with you. But definitely a Baltimore staple. Always kept the line straight and everything, and really helped us win that 2000 Super Bowl. Shout out Jonathan Ogden.
Yes, especially when you have a mediocre quarterback that wins you through when you have one of the greatest defenses of all time. Jonathan Ogden was a big piece of that offensive line and helped them out a lot. We got 2 players left, which everyone, if you're a football fan, you should know it. If you're a Raiders fan, you will definitely know these 2 players. First player I got is Ed Reed. played 11 seasons for the Ravens, one-time Super Bowl champion, one-time Defensive Player of the Year, 5 first-team All-Pro, 3 second-team All-Pro, 9-time Pro Bowler, 3-time NFL interceptions leader, made the Ravens Ring of Honor. Stats: 61 interceptions, 7 defensive, 61 interceptions, 7 defensive touchdowns, 135 passes defended, 11 forced fumbles, 11 fumbles, 13 fumble recoveries, 6 sacks, 608 combined tackles. Two things that stick out to me before handing over to Tyler about Ed Reed. He's a hard hitter, especially when you watch his game, and he's a ball hawk.
Yes,
Those
sir.
are the two things that always stick out to me, and I loved Ed Reed, especially his hit and making those tackles. Those are some of the things that always sticks out to me. And the one time he had a pick six against the Eagles, set the record for that. That was amazing. Yep. Tyler, I hand over to you. What you got on Ed Reed?
And that's exactly what I was going to bring up, his 103-yard pick six. And another thing that wasn't talked about, if you ask Tom Brady, who's the one player he doesn't want to see on the opposing side of the field, it is Ed Reed, man. He read him like a ball hawk. Like Jeremy said, he's a ball hawk. He's a hard hitter. You get it to the receiver, there's a chance he might drop it. I mean, he's like the Brian Dawkins 2.0. I mean, both of them wore 20, both of them hard hit. I mean, they're mirrors of themselves. It's great. But two great football players. Shout out Ed Reed, man. He was such a ball hawk. And my favorite thing of his, 103-yard pick six versus the Eagles, one of the best things ever for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I think just the way, I mean, he was like the vocal locker room guy. Like, he was the leader on that team. Even like, obviously, we're going to talk about this player very soon. I'm not going to get to him. But he was definitely the leader on that team for the Super Bowl. And he helped carry that defense to be one of the great defenses and was there for so long with the Ravens.
Definitely. A current high school head coach as well. I'm pretty sure he's coaching one of his sons. So he's definitely a mentor, leader. Definitely learned that from his playing skills for sure.
Definitely. We get to the number one player who everyone knows, which everyone knows this guy. That is Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis played 17 seasons for the Ravens. He's a 2-time Super Bowl champion, 1-time Super Bowl MVP, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, 7 first-team All-Pro, 3 second-team All-Pro, 13 Pro Bowls he went to, 3-time NFL tackles leader, made the Ravens Ring of Honor. His stats, folks: 31 interceptions, 96 passes defended, 19 forced fumbles, 20 fumble recoveries, 41.5 sacks, 2,059 combined tackles, 40 QB hits. You don't want to mess with this guy in the field because he will get after you. And like Ed Reed, he's a hard hitter and he has great instincts. Those are the two things that really started me with Ray Lewis. Tyler, what do you think about him?
One of the biggest trash talkers in the game. If you guys ever get bored and want to watch some football, watch his film Mic'd Up. I mean, this dude is crazy. This dude's awesome. You could see him get hyped during his "It's Getting Hot in Here" dance, walk out, and he's got grass and everything, man. It makes you want to run through a brick wall like you're Kool-Aid, man. I'm telling you, man. It was one of the best atmospheres going to his games, and I got to witness his last dance ever at M&T Bank Stadium. It was one of the best things ever.
He has great instincts. He's a hard worker. Like, he does not stop working. Like, that's the thing that really sticks out to me is, like, he always would just keep going and going and going and wouldn't stop. He would, like, start from, like, the beginning of practice, he would start. And he would not get done, like, at all. He would stay there the whole time and stay the whole night if he had to, just to get the work done. And he stayed less longer than the other players because he just represented that Ravens, and he was a true leader on that field, like Ed Reed, had to help carry the Ravens and help motivate them and to being a great leader for them.
Yeah, off the field too. He's a motivator, motivational speeches. He's a coach. You know, our two best players, coaches outside the game. I love it. You know what I mean? Coaching their sons and all that, which RIP one of his sons. What a great player, man. Gonna say it here. He is my GOAT, man.
All right. Well, already we start off. Tyler has his GOAT there. The only critique I give of Ray Lewis was the off-field incident of the murder case. That is the only off-field and only knock on Ray Lewis I have on him. That's
proven innocent until guilty, but yep, 100%.
That's the only knock I have on Ray Lewis, but that's just me for Ray Lewis wise.
Definitely, yeah. Honestly, 4 to 6 legends we named. This has been awesome, 100%.
All right, for my GOAT, I think it comes down to 2 players for me. These 2 players, which are Ray Lewis and Ed Reed, these 2 players arguably are the best at their position of all time. I mean, for Ray Lewis-wise, if you want to consider, I said it on the last season about the GOAT series about position-wise, he's the best middle linebacker. Ed Reed, arguably, and I still say to this date, that he's the best safety of all time. So those are two things that stick out to me right there. They're both leaders on the field, both hard hitters, have great instincts. One's a ball hawk, one makes his tackles when necessary. When I think of the Ravens, every
Who's the first
time,
player you think of?
the first player I think of is Ray Lewis. That's
Yes,
the
sir.
first person because he represents everything about the Ravens. Because when you go to a Ravens game, and me and Tyler have gone to Raven games before, you hear that fandom, you hear that passion of the fans. They will not stop talking about Ray Lewis the whole time. There's a
Yep.
statue outside the stadium that's dedicated for Ray Lewis, even though Ed Reed probably will have one. But Ray Lewis, you get the passion. You see the dances we mentioned before. He helped carry that Ravens franchise. If he was not on the Ravens might not have won another Super Bowl with Joe Flacco.
Definitely.
Like, you might have not seen that. You might have also – I still think the Ravens would have won the Super Bowl without Ray Lewis, but it would have been very hard to win that Super Bowl without your number one guy and your best defensive player in arguably in franchise history.
Definitely. I agree. 100%.
So, yeah, I give my go to Ray Lewis just because, again, he represents everything about the Ravens of what you want. Just, like, come in the field, do your work, and get the job done. That's Ray Lewis to me.
Definitely. Yeah. Ray Lewis, thick and thin as me as well. And shout out Ravens flock. This could be our year. This could be our year, man. Let's do it.
We don't know about that quite yet. We'll find out.
2024 season, we coming in, baby. Jeremy, this has been super fun. I'm actually really surprised we did not put this guy on our list here, but maybe soon enough in the next GOAT series when maybe there's another season where we can add some few GOATs. Maybe we can do current GOATs or something like that. That'd be fun. A little foreshadow or something like that. But maybe this guy right here who's a two-time MVP star on this team right now. So we'll see.
I mean, you give it to the running back, quarterback. So
here we go.
I'm just saying, like, you look at his first MVP, he won it because he was a running back. Second MVP, no, I give him acknowledgement. I set that on the top 10 quarterbacks. Let's say to grade him last year about that, which Tyler still brings it up to me every time when we talk about the quarterbacks.
Oh yeah,
I will
number 10. Crazy.
I give him acknowledgement. All I wanted to see was, can he be a better thrower and do more passing? Not always rely on the run, which he did that last season. I appreciate him for that.
Yeah.
But the question for me is still going to be, how long is he going to last in the league for, pretty much? Because you see running back quarterbacks, they don't last that long in the league. You can go look at Michael Vick. You can go look at other quarterbacks that we've seen so many times, Colin Kaepernick, but that was other stuff. But you can go look at the main quarterbacks that are very known for the running. Yeah. They do not last long. My question is going to be for Lamar. How long can he last through it? Because he's had so many surgeries on the legs. Can he keep it going? That's going to be my question, because I don't know if he's going to be able to keep it to 8 to like go to 40 of age-wise if he wants to play that long. Like, I don't know. I got to see that.
I agree. I don't think 40, so at least running-wise, I don't think he'll go to 40. I don't think he plans on playing till 40 either. I believe he said that in a conference as well. He didn't specify a specific age, but I mean, not many QBs play till 40. Tom Brady obviously won, but you look at, Peyton Manning and all them, late 30s. So I give Lamar till, I want to say 34, 35. I think he's still in his late 20s. He might be like, honestly, he might be like 27, 28 right now. But he's going into his 7th year, I believe. So I'm really looking forward to it. I give him, honestly, we just signed him to a major deal. I give him, like I said, at least till 34, 35. I don't know how many years that puts him, but something in his teens, I really think he'll play till like teen year experience wise. So I'm hoping so, unless barring an injury, which knock on wood, I hope he doesn't, but go Lamar, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's what the Ravens are going to be, because they were very close to win the AC or go into the Super Bowl last year, and they blew it against the Chiefs, even though they're questionable calls. Yeah. I will admit that.
I think Lamar had one mistake that game, and there was that interception for sure. Other than that, I mean, the Zay Flowers, fumble in the end zone, that's very unfortunate, but it's football, man. One little thing can change the whole game, and we know that.
Yes, very much so. Yeah. So that's, again, the Ravens, they will be very good this year, but the question is can they overcome the Chiefs? Can they get to this Euro? Can they win the trophy and hoist the Lombardi? That's going to be the question, though.
We got to get past the division first, too, because that's always a challenge. So AFC North's going to be a dogfight this year. I'm looking forward to it.
Definitely. But, folks, that does it here for our video here. Again, our GOATs are Ray Lewis. If you agree with us, let us know. If you disagree, leave it in chat, comment against us. And Let us know who should have been more candidates, who should have not been in the candidate list, who should have been honorable mention, who shouldn't have been honorable mention. Let us know in the chat. We'd appreciate it. So we got the Ravens here. We're going to be doing other episodes too. We're going to be trying to spin the wheel as best I can of all these videos I make here. So we're going to try to see what video wants to come out next. So yeah, stay tuned for that, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks again for having me. Have a good one, guys.